Hey everyone, I want to talk about something important today, because it's time to get back to our roots around free expression on Facebook and Instagram.
Você já percebeu. Mais uma bomba estoura na cabeça dos que querem controlar as mídias sociais. E agora, hein? Além de Elon Musk, o mundo ganhou mais um importante aliado contra a censura. Mark Zuckerberg, dono da Meta, Facebook e Instagram, decidiu adotar a liberdade de expressão também nas plataformas que ele comanda. Isso é muito importante, é muito bom e você precisa acompanhar para saber o que vem por aí. Uma boa notícia para o mundo, que deverá ser seguida por todos os outros meios de comunicação no universo das mídias sociais. Quem diria, hein? Já é o efeito Donald Trump chegando como um rolo compressor sobre as injustiças cometidas pelos que pretendiam calar a voz da cidadania em todo o mundo. É um soco fatal e definitivo no estômago da agenda globalista, que até então entendia que o controle absoluto das massas era a única forma de se manter a hegemonia do poder para benefícios e ambições privadas. Até então, vimos empresas de comunicação de massa se dobrando para exigências estapafúrdias de desrespeito às normas constituídas de liberdade de expressão. Aconteceu, sim, inclusive empresas de mídia social. E isso ainda acontece em várias partes do mundo, e mais assustadoramente na América do Sul. Autoridades impuseram exigências que destoavam das próprias leis estabelecidas, e tudo isso em nome da defesa da democracia e coisa e tal. Uma democracia e uma defesa que elas mesmas, essas autoridades, estavam tratando de destruir. Pois Donald Trump chega com força para combater essa anomalia. E além de Elon Musk, que foi brutalmente atacado em território brasileiro, apenas provando que ele estava certo em suas teorias sobre censura e controle que não cabem mais ao mundo moderno, os cidadãos de bem passaram a contar agora com um outro gigante da comunicação, Mark Zuckerberg. Isso mesmo, o dono do Facebook, do Instagram e muito mais. Mark já esteve do outro lado, acreditando que a censura poderia representar o crescimento de uma sociedade segura e mais justa. Mas agora ele mesmo admite que foi um erro e se junta ao time de Donald Trump para combater a censura, seja ela de que maneira for. O pronunciamento dele imediatamente ganhou notoriedade no mundo todo. Mark disse que se junta a Donald Trump e que se não fosse por ele e por Elon Musk, nada disso teria sido possível. E sem mencionar diretamente o Brasil e as autoridades em questão, o dono da Meta ainda denunciou que existem vários tribunais de justiça paralelos que agem às sombras da sociedade e contra suas constituições para promover a censura e a repressão. Mas que isso, de agora em diante, vai acabar. E a reação será mais dura, principalmente para quem censurar cidadãos americanos pelo mundo. Isso é extraordinário. Veja agora um trecho.
Hey everyone, I want to talk about something important today, because it's time to get back to our roots around free expression on Facebook and Instagram. I started building social media to give people a voice. I gave a speech at Georgetown 5 years ago about the importance of protecting free expression, and I still believe this today. But a lot has happened over the last several years. There's been widespread debate about potential harms from online content. Governments and legacy media have pushed to censor more and more. A lot of this is clearly political, but there's also a lot of legitimately bad stuff out there. Drugs, terrorism, child exploitation. These are things that we take very seriously, and I want to make sure that we handle responsibly. So we built a lot of complex systems to moderate content. But the problem with complex systems is they make mistakes. Even if they accidentally censor just 1% of posts, that's millions of people. and we've reached a point where it's just too many mistakes and too much censorship. The recent elections also feel like a cultural tipping point towards once again prioritizing speech. So we're going to get back to our roots and focus on reducing mistakes, simplifying our policies, and restoring free expression on our platforms. More specifically, here's what we're going to do. First, we're going to get rid of fact checkers and replace them with community notes similar to X, starting in the US. After Trump first got elected in 2016, the legacy media wrote non-stop about how misinformation was a threat to democracy. We tried in good faith to address those concerns without becoming the arbiters of truth. But the fact checkers have just been too politically biased and have destroyed more trust than they've created, especially in the US. So over the next couple of months, we're going to phase in a more comprehensive community notes system. Second, we're going to simplify our content policies and get rid of a bunch of restrictions on topics like immigration and gender that are just out of touch with mainstream discourse. What started as a movement to be more inclusive has increasingly been used to shut down opinions and shut out people with different ideas, and it's gone too far. So I want to make sure that people can share their beliefs and experiences on our platforms. Third, we're changing how we enforce our policies to reduce the mistakes that account for the vast majority of censorship on our platforms. We used to have filters that scanned for any policy violation. Now, we're going to focus those filters on tackling illegal and high-severity violations. And for lower severity violations, we're going to rely on someone reporting an issue before we take action. The problem is that the filters make mistakes, and they take down a lot of content that they shouldn't. So by dialing them back, we're going to dramatically reduce the amount of censorship on our platforms. We're also going to tune our content filters to require much higher confidence before taking down content. The reality is that this is a trade-off. It means we're going to catch less bad stuff, but we'll also reduce the number of innocent people's posts and accounts that we accidentally take down. Fourth, we're bringing back civic content. For a while, the community asked to see less politics because it was making people stressed, so we stopped recommending these posts. But it feels like we're in a new era now, and we're starting to get feedback that people want to see this content again. So we're going to start phasing this back into Facebook, Instagram, and Threads while working to keep the communities friendly and positive. Fifth, we're going to move our trust and safety and content moderation teams out of California, and our US-based content review is going to be based in Texas. As we work to promote free expression, I think that it will help us build trust to do this work in places where there is less concern about the bias of our teams. Finally, we're going to work with President Trump to push back on governments around the world that are going after American companies and pushing to censor more. The US has the strongest constitutional protections for free expression in the world. Europe has an ever-increasing number of laws institutionalizing censorship and making it difficult to build anything innovative there. Latin American countries have secret courts that can order companies to quietly take things down. China has censored our apps from even working in the country. The only way that we can push back on this global trend is with the support of the US government. And that's why it's been so difficult over the past 4 years when even the US government has pushed for censorship. By going after us and other American companies, it has emboldened other governments to go even further. But now we have the opportunity to restore free expression, and I am excited to take it. It'll take time to get this right, and these are complex systems. They're never going to be perfect. There's also a lot of illegal stuff that we still need to work very hard to remove. But the bottom line is that after years of having our content moderation work focus primarily on removing content, it is time to focus on reducing mistakes, simplifying our systems, and getting back to our roots about giving people voice. I'm looking forward to this next chapter. Stay good out there, and more to come soon.